What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Thomas back again with another rendition of Truth Be Told. Now, this week on the news, we just got the same old bullshit with the demon rats and the far left trying to take away your gun rights and create gun control, which hasn't worked in any other country. It has not. No matter how much they try to tell you, it has not worked. Mass killings, massive crime rates, violence, it's all skyrocketed in other countries that have done this. And now you got Canada, Justin, whatever the fuck his name is, he's telling people you can't have guns and defend yourself. They arrest people for defending themselves. Look it up. I was shocked. People that defend their homes or their lives or whatever. Like there was a guy that got stabbed several times in Canada, and while he was sleeping, this other guy broke into his home and tried to stab him several times. So he got a knife as well, and he stabbed that guy and killed him. Well, they put that guy that defended himself in jail. Shit like that happens constantly in other countries. They always put the person defending themselves in jail. It's insane. And that's what they're trying to do over here. But it's not going to work. I don't care how much they try to push for it. It's not going to happen. There will be a civil war before that happens. I guarantee it. They're just scared. And this whole January 6th, my thoughts on it. It's literally a farce. It's propaganda. You have an ABC guy who's literally, cutting and pasting parts of Trump's speech and other crap, and then, saying this is what was said and blah, blah. It was not. They don't play the whole thing. They never do. The demon rats do that all the time to fit their narrative. It's a bunch of bullshit. Every bit of it. And they know it. And so does the far left. You can't argue with these people. They're dumber than a box of rocks. There's no point in trying to argue with them. You just gotta tell them to, piss off and walk away, because they don't listen to reasoning or common sense. They're insane. They're nuts. All of them. Anyways, like I said, that's still going on. All that crap is still going on. What I really want to talk to you about before we get to your B-movie reviews is just a couple small things. I've mentioned it before. I'm a big, into paranormal and weird and blah, blah, blah things, documentaries, that kind of crap. People disappearing mysteriously and all that. I like that kind of stuff. It's interesting because, they can't figure out what happened. No matter how much evidence they have, they still can't figure out what exactly happened. It's like they can't explain it. They just don't understand what happened. Anyways, there are the Travel Channel pretty much has got the monopoly on paranormal TV shows. Most of them are just bogus. what irritates me is like, I really like the show Paranormal Caught on Camera. A lot of people do. But the problem with the show is they cherry pick stuff. They play older videos that's been out for at least a year or better. Like this latest episode they had just here recently. I know there was a video or two on here I'd seen like over a year ago. They have this one woman. She's got a butch haircut. And she calls herself like a folklore expert or whatever. She has no idea half the time what the hell she's talking about. I don't care if she, has a degree at a university. She literally half the time has no idea what she's talking about. It just blows my mind because I'm like, the shit's been debunked and you're acting like it's real. Give me a break. Like a lot of these older videos, it's been debunked. They've been debunked. It's been proven that they're fake or something. But this show continually puts it out there. Once in a great while, they'll have something on there that is unexplained and has not been debunked. But, it irritates me when they put crap on that everybody knows is fake, has already been debunked. And then you have these experts pretending like it's real shit, and they don't know what the hell they're talking about because it's been debunked. It's just dumb. Alright. Anyways, I just had to rant about that because, I'm a big time paranormal investigator, and that really irritates me when they, do that. They don't show the whole clip of what they're showing. They don't explain that it's already been debunked, blah blah blah. They don't do any of that, and it really irritates me. Like, it has to be real. Oh, one more thing. There's a lot, you'll see this all the time. Your paranormal investigators on a lot of these shows, they always do the night vision cam, and they always do investigations at night. That's like the only time they want to show it. You ain't got to do investigations at night. You can do it in broad daylight, and I guarantee you, if the place is haunted, you're going to get activity in broad daylight. You don't have to do it at night. It's just for effect, for the audience to get them all excited. Ooh, spooky, nighttime, blah, blah, blah. We got to look through infrared. That's just the dumbest shit. That's the one thing I can't stand about any paranormal investigator. This documentary, they got to do it at night, and they got to do the damn infrared. Just so irritating because you can do it in daylight where people can see what the hell is actually going on, but they don't want to do that. They got to make it to where they can try to draw in an audience that's all, ooh, it's scary. Fuck off. So dumb. Anyways, moving on. So we're in the season 17 of America's Got Talent. Now, I've only seen that, the first two auditions, and I got to tell you, it sucks. The show gets worse and worse every year. This is the worst one yet. It's really irritating when they see acts that they've seen 100 times, and then they go, oh, we've never seen that before. Oh, amazing. It's so dumb. They do it all the time. I'm just like, what the fuck? You're an idiot, Why do you do that? And then, even though most of these acts we've seen before, a good majority of these acts, Simon Cowell has booked from other countries, Got Talent, like Britain's Got Talent, Australia's Got Talent, and then he flies them over here, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? This is America's Got Talent. It should be only Americans on there. This isn't the world's Got Talent. So fucking stupid. If people fall for that shit, you're an idiot. You're dumb. Because it's wrong. Not only that, none of our judges are fucking Americans. How the fuck can they judge when they're not even Americans? It needs to be, go look at the other countries, Got Talent shows, and the judges are from their country the majority of the time. Over here, it's not one American's on the judge panel. Not one. That's bullshit. A lot of the acts, they just suck. And then there was one particular act that really irritated me. They had this guy come up there. He acted like George Bush, impersonated him. He was hilarious. He was funny. They all said no, even Howie. I was like, what the fuck? The dude was hilarious. Everybody was laughing. What the fuck is wrong with you people? And then they had this Japanese chick come on next, okay? And this Japanese chick was being racist and fucking far leftist jokes and shit. And they're all like, oh, that was great. That was awesome. You're hilarious. She was not funny at all. She was actually quite offensive because they weren't funny jokes. They were mean jokes, if you could call them that. She was just flat out being a racist piece of shit, and they let her through. It's just ridiculous. And then they had this one act where they did a deep fake of Simon Cowell on a singer that's already been on the show before. Like, we've all seen that many times already. It's not spectacular. It's not amazing. The singer's already been on the show before. I mean, if he wants to audition and do it again, fine. But seriously, a deep fake and it's awesome. We've never seen that before. Fuck off. All them fucking judges can go fuck off. I'm sick of their bullshit. That show has gotten retarded. Retarded. Anyways, that's my rant on AGT. Let's get on to your B movie reviews.
Then I dash away from Popo. Yeah, sex around my grass, they want my dough though. But I keep a 40, they don't know, no.
Okay, Movieholics, this week is Fantasy Week. We got two older fantasy movies for you. One is from 1995. It only made about 13 million worldwide. It didn't do all that great. Which, it's also kind of a kid's movie. It's called A Kid in King Arthur's Court. And it starred Thomas Nicholas, Josh Auckland, Daniel Craig, Kate Winslet, and Paloma Bielo, or Bieza, I think that's how you say it, Bieza, or Bieza. I don't know how to say her last name right. Forgive me for getting it wrong. It's a weird name. Anyways, basically the story is, Thomas Nicholas' character, he's playing at a baseball game at the beginning of the movie, and he gets sucked into this there's an earthquake. He gets sucked into this hole, supposedly, and it puts him in King Arthur's court. Now, the reason why, supposedly, is that Merlin cast a spell wanting a knight to come and help defend Camelot. So that's the reason why he's there. I think they only mention one time. You know, he's wearing his baseball uniform that says Knights. And they only mention it like one time in the movie why he's oddly dressed. Like they just blow it off like it's no big deal. Which I thought was kind of weird. He tries to act like he's really astonished that he's in a castle or whatever, and that, you know, obviously he's not in Kansas anymore. But, you know, it kind of falls short. It's not real convincing, in other words. Now, there's always a princess in one of these stories. However, in this one, they just had to put two princesses in this story. An older princess and one his age, so he can fall in love with a girl too and have a girlfriend, blah 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 thing going on. But anyways, the court chamberlain wants to take over the kingdom. He wants to marry the older princess because she, at the time that she needs to supposedly get married, supposedly, you know, she's at that age or whatever. Anyways, Daniel Craig plays this, he's like a trainer for the knights, like a man-at-arms, but he's not royalty. But he's supposed to be in love with the older princess, but the chamberlain, he wants the older princess so he can marry her and take over the kingdom. Well, there's supposed to be a tournament. They're supposed to have this tournament to determine who marries the princess. He doesn't want to do it. He keeps trying to convince the king to marry her to him. There is a Black Knight character, of course. You know, at first, they made it look like the Black Knight was bad, but then later on you find out the Black Knight's a good knight trying to help the people. You know, kind of like steal from the rich, give to the poor kind of shit. Well, towards the end, after the tournament and everything, because Thomas Nicholas' character really doesn't do a whole lot to save the day, except for he does the whole A Knight's Tale thing where Daniel Craig's character gets knocked out, so he takes over and puts on the you know, Daniel Craig's uniform and goes out and fights the Chamberlain, or jousts the Chamberlain to save the day, kind of thing. And then the Black Knight shows up, saves his butt against the Chamberlain because the Chamberlain was going to kill him. And the Black Knight is revealed, and it's the princess, the older princess. And I'm like, get the fuck out of here. That is so lame. That is dumb. That's not a princess. I'm sorry, that's not how it works. It's just dumb. It was dumb that they did that. I was okay with most of the movie until that part. She's the one who's like, you know, beating the shit out of everybody and blah blah blah, with all that armor on. And I'm like, get the fuck off. You're so retarded. Anyways, that was pretty much the end of the movie. Chamberlain was banished, and Thomas Nicholas' character goes back home. Blah blah blah. End of story. It was cheesy. It was a kid's flick. It was okay, except for the whole revealing of the Black Knight being the princess. That was dumber than shit. Other than that, you know, It wasn't like spectacular or anything. Like I said, it was Disney kids film from '95. So yeah, it was okay for a one-time watch. All right, I give it a thumbs up and a thumbs down. All right, let's move on. The next one was done in 2001 and it made about 40 million worldwide. So it didn't do all that great either, but it did okay for what it was. And it was called The Black Knight. Now, this is a comedy fantasy movie, and it starred Martin Lawrence, Marsha Thompson, Kevin Conway, and Vincent Regal. I think that's what. Oh, Regan. I think I pronounced that right. Regan. Anyways, The Black Knight. Martin Lawrence. The story is, he works at kind of a run-down, beat-down amusement park. There's a new amusement park that has gotten built at the beginning of the movie, called Castle Land or Castle World or something like that. And he doesn't really give it 2 cents, even though he's worked at this place for quite a while. His boss, a large black woman, tells him we got to fight for it, and he just don't care. Anyways, he finds this necklace while he's cleaning one of the, I guess it's the moat of the entrance of the park that goes through like this castle gate. And he finds this golden necklace. He reaches down to grab it, and next thing you know, he's being pulled into the water. He ends up in medieval England. He meets an old knight that once helped the queen or served the queen, but now he's just an old drunk. He don't want to fight anymore. He's disappeared. Everybody thinks he's dead. He ends up finding his way to the castle. Again, they don't really question his clothes, and he's got a jersey on, pants and tennis shoes, and they don't really question his dress. So whatever. And he does certain changes in the show, in the movie, that's just kind of wonky looking, but whatever. Naturally, he finds the only black chick in the entire kingdom, who just happens to be a chambermaid, whatever. But played by Marsha Thompson. She's the only black chick in the entire movie, besides the beginning, when he's at the park. But no white women, involved. He falls in love with her, gets involved. It has to be a black chick, the only one. I just thought that was hilarious. But anyway, the story is the black chick, Marsha Thompson's character, and a couple other guys, they're trying to assassinate the king because he's not the rightful king. He took the kingdom from this other woman, this queen, who is married to the rightful king who got killed. Now she wants the throne back, and they eventually get around to helping her take back the kingdom with the old knight. He comes back and helps him out. His name's Multi or something. He has a thing for the queen. Anyways, Kevin Conway plays the evil king, and Vincent Regan, he plays his uh, is Sheriff Nottingham, even though that's not his character. Like so top security or whatever, I forget what he called him. But anyways, they have a few tussles, him and this, Lord of Security or whatever. They have a few tussles or whatever, but Martin Lawrence and him, but nothing too major. But anyway, he does end up in jail eventually, and he hears about the tale of the Black Knight, how he's like this courageous knight who goes around helping the people, and he once got swallowed by a dragon and then cut him open to get out, and when he did, he sucked in his fire, and then he could breathe the fire of the dragon, blah blah blah. So at one point in time, when they decide to storm the castle, he spray paints all his because he brought some spray paint with him apparently. He spray paints his clothes and armor. It rides a black stallion in there and looks like a black knight. And then he has a light. He also brought a lighter with him. He flicks the lighter, shoots the spray paint through his visor, so it looks like he's breathing out fire. And then they take back the castle, and all ends well. Blah blah blah. He goes back home. Somehow towards the end, as he's saying goodbye, he wakes up and he's being shock paddled by the Queen, but it's not the Queen, it's a paramedic in our time. He recovers. He decides to help out the park and make it better for his boss, the black woman. And he does. And then he sees the black chick, Marsha Thompson. She calls herself, I think she calls herself Nikki or something, Nicholas, or Nicole. And then she said, my name's actually Nicole, but you can call me Nikki or whatever. So she meets her and like, I could have sworn we've met before. And she's like, yeah, I feel that way too, blah, blah, blah. Give me a holler sometime. She takes off with her little nephew. And then he starts to chase her because he's like, I didn't get your number. He starts chasing after her, and when he does, he falls right back in the moat. He wakes up, and he's in the Roman Colosseum, and they're releasing lions after him, and he starts running, and that's the very end of the movie. Now, this is a pretty B-rated movie, and a lot of people didn't think it was all that funny. I thought there were parts in it that were actually very funny, but I've never been a fan of Martin Lawrence. I just don't think the guy's funny. To me, anyway, he's not funny as far as I'm concerned. And I think that's part of why the movie didn't do all that well. There's a lot of people that like it now, but back then it didn't do so well. And I think it's due to Martin Lawrence. He's just not that funny of a guy, unless he's playing off somebody. And there were parts in the movie where they were doing jokes that were bouncing off of him and one of the other people. That was funny. It was like the whole horse scene. That was hilarious. When he couldn't ride the horse, and to excuse himself, he told the king he was a jester. That's why he was going to look like an idiot trying to ride this horse. That was hilarious. It was funny as hell. But, at the very beginning, he's trying to be funny at the beginning, and it's just not funny. It's not until he starts bouncing jokes off of some of the other characters in the medieval world that it actually starts getting funny. But I liked the movie, even though besides that, that's the only bad part I had to say about it is Martin Lawrence. The rest of it was pretty funny. I think they would have done better if they would have chosen somebody else to play the part. I think it would have done much better. And the ending, the way they left it off, I was like hoping for a sequel, you know, I really was. I was like, that's badass. He's going to keep going through time. You know, every time he turns around at the end of every movie, he's going to find himself in another time. He's got to figure a way to get out, find out what's going on, help him, and then, you know, he can leave. Kind of like a quantum leap kind of thing, you know. He's find out what went wrong, set it right. I thought that was going to be pretty cool, but they didn't do that. They just said, fuck it, axe it, we're done. Just because the critics didn't like it. The audience loved it. The critics hated it. But anyways, I give it 2 thumbs up. It was a good movie. It's at least worth the one-time watch. Check it out. Just make sure you get to the medieval stuff when he gets to the castle. That's when it starts getting funny. Before that, not so much. Not really. After that, it's hilarious. Anyways, like I said, 2 thumbs up. Check it out. If you have anything to comment about what I was talking about earlier in the video, please leave your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'd like to hear from you. And if you can think of or any underrated movies or television shows I may never have seen, any genre, you know, you think they're underrated or I may never have seen them, and you want me to review them, go ahead and leave your suggestions down in the comment section down below, and I'll get to reviewing them as soon as I can. So until next time, I told you you'd be told the truth, and you just been told.